My name is Pamela Enyonu. I'm a visual artist, and today I'm going to share how I approach applications and proposal writing. So I generally work on at least 1 or 2 proposals every week because there are many, and so it's a balancing act. So it usually starts with a to-do list. To-do list. I always add a date so I know when I start working on something. All right, so my to-do list, for example, includes first research the opportunities that I want to find, identify which ones fit directly with what I want to do, which ones fit within what I'm working on. Find out what is needed, for example, the requirements and qualifications. I put together the checklist and how I'll approach it. Then I do the research, and the research is mostly me finding out how the residency fits within my work, how it contextualizes, how different techniques and things like that. So once I'm happy with all my content, then I start to put it together into the proposal. And then finally submit the proposal. I usually try to submit a day or 2 in advance, because sometimes that rush hour submission, especially when you're doing online applications, is very dangerous because everybody shows up at the last hour, so the system is really slow, things crash as you're trying to attach, so it's always wise to try and at least submit early. So researching includes me going through about 4 of my favorite Facebook pages, and these are Mapping Residencies, Vansa, Project Space, and Retis Arts and Trans Arts. So those usually have an opportunity going on, lots of opportunities going on. So I go check them out and see what is relevant. Checking them out includes finding out, 1, what country are they in, what age range is the limit, 2, what the space looks like. Is it rural? Is it urban? Is it does it have a lot of black people there? Are there a few black people there? Those things for me matter to me, because it doesn't make sense to go and work in a place that I completely have no relationship with in terms of my work. So when I identify those that I feel like will work, I put them in a Word document called deadlines. So I list them in order of starting with the due date to remind me that this is the thing I'm supposed to work with. So then every day I pick one, open it, go through it, find out the requirements, then prepare a checklist. So most of these have, for example, they need a portfolio, a CV, you need a motivation letter, project proposal, you need a artist statement, what else you need? You need some references. Those are also some people demand you've got like updated references of 6 months, and they require that they're written and signed by the referees. Then of course some require that you have passport photos, you send copies of your passport. Some require that you can speak certain languages. Some require that so depending on their requirements, some requirements are really extensive that you look at it and you know that however good your idea is, already you've disqualified yourself because you don't fit certain parameters. So I try not to waste time with things that I know I don't fit. And then I go to the project proposal. This is where the headache is, I think, for most of us. But to make things easy for me, one of the things I do is to make sure that I can articulate the idea in plain speak. So one of the first things I do is write it out the way I would speak about it. It's a technique we learned at the at labs, and it was very useful. Basically recording what I want to say and then writing it out. So I write it out. So once I have written it out and I'm happy that this is what I want to say, because I usually follow what do I want to say with the work and how do I want to say it. Those are my guiding lines. How do I want to say it? So once I'm happy with that, I go now and call what says, like, dividing the work. Usually they give you a limit of, say, 300 to 600 words, but 300 is a very popular limit. I don't know why. So I divide it into 100 words for each part. Part 1 is the idea. What is the idea? What do I want to do? Part 2, context and connection, for lack of a better word. How does the idea connect to the place or the residency I'm applying for? And connections vary in how is it relevant to the communities you meet, how is it relevant to the space and their ethos and what they're working about. Usually applications will will request that projects at least include them in the picture. So basically whatever you're working on also includes the communities, includes the place and the relevance in which the work is going to be produced. So some projects may be easily customized to fit any proposal. Some you have to really look for the context. So this is where a lot of research comes in for me. The last 100 words are a hint on a project plan. So it will be like step 1, do the research, go to the place. Step 2, work on the subject. Step 3, how do I want to present it? So sometimes it's very plain and clear how this is going to be presented. Sometimes it's not. So the trick is in making sure that you give a hint of what might not happen, but don't also lock yourself up, because what if you go there and the plan completely changes? It happened to me when I went to Brazzaville. I had this elaborate plan, but when I went there, I realized the resources would not allow me, and the way the community was structured will not allow me to do the project as I anticipated. So you must allow yourself flexibility to achieve your end goal, but also to fall within what the project requires.